For Richmond South Centre.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. I was going to stick to my script, but I think I might have to deviate a bit, just so that we can actually truly capture the discussion for what we have today. For starters, I want to be clear that when it comes to carbon tax, majority of British Columbia will get more back than they pay. But our government understands that due to inflation and rise of interest rate, like people around the world, British Columbia are facing real challenges. And those global factors are driving out groceries and pushing out housing costs. And just lay the foundation, our government is working hard to reduce costs, like childcare, $900 a month, cutting ICBC rate, $500 a year, boosting family benefits, lowering hydro costs, eliminating MSP, remove tolls, and so on and so on. Our government is determined to reduce costs for British Columbia while still moving forward on climate action. We must not forget, and I think one of the, unfortunately, when I'm listening to the debate, is that we continue seem to be forgetting about the forest fire, the flood, the drought, the extreme heat dome, the number of lives lost, the quality of life being devastated, people's life being interrupted, and the amount of money has gone through in regard to intervention and prevention, making sure the firefighters are being supported, the amount of money is being dumped out in order for us to help British Columbians dealing with environmental emergencies cannot be forgotten. We must understand that fundamentally, we're talking about reducing costs here. But we must also understand reducing costs is a long-term projection we need to look into. If we had done greater effort, we have placed greater effort in the beginning, early in 2000, early 1900s, my apology, 1990s, and just making sure we continue working away to combat against climate change. Think about how much money we can save. I want to take a moment to express my gratitude to one of the members talking about the importance of supporting farmers. But what happened with the devastating flood that we had earlier in 2022, who devastated multiple farmland, killed thousands of livestock? What about if we experience another drought? And forget about even driving your tractor on a dry field. We will have a phenomenal food security challenge ahead of us. We as a society must continue asking ourselves how we can make sure we're looking after our children. As a government, we are continuing looking for a long-term strategy to ensure that we are looking for ways to place a price on pollution, to ensure we're changing people's behavior and moving towards the economy of the future. Another thing I want to talk about the future as well is when we have a government moving forward, we're going to have different countries competing for future economies. That's why our government is putting so much effort into helping us change towards directions such as tech sector, bioscience, and continue finding ways to actually moving towards renewable energy sectors. It will take time to transition, and we wish we transitioned earlier, but we did not. And now we're playing catch up. And if we're looking at all the devastation we're dealing with in our society right now, we could have saved so much more money today if the previous government invested earlier. If we find continuous way to help us prepare how we can actually combat against different forms of extreme weather events. So I want to use an example that I think my constituents can relate when it comes to why it's so important for us to invest early, invest now in our climate action plan. Look at our healthcare right now. Our healthcare is facing a lot of challenges. And yet, right now, our government is putting a second medical school. It will take time to construct. It will take time for us to recruit students. It will take time for us to find instructors. It will take time for us pumping out potential future doctors that will have to go through residency before they can join our workforce and help alleviate the stress we're dealing with today. And that's a reminder we must continuously understand that we are here not simply just supporting British Columbia today, but we must continue looking forward to support British Columbia tomorrow and realizing that climate action is an important factor that we, British Columbia, must continue to take leadership role in North America, around the world, to lead our global fight to ensure that we do not leave unnecessary deficit because we are trying to create little cuts and political means today. We must find a way to continuously ask ourselves, how can we adjust behaviors? How can we adjust industries? How can we make sure we're not looking just simply today, but tomorrow, to ensure that British Columbians cannot just capture the economy of today, that we will have an environment, we'll have the community, we'll have a food security, water security, that we still can enjoy today, that we don't lose track of it for tomorrow. So thank you, Speaker, for allowing me to speak on this motion today.